I really like that because I am a person who is motivated by like, you think I can't do this? You think I can't do this? I'm gonna do it to show you wrong, prove you wrong. And I love that attitude, right? That makes me happy because if they have that attitude, it means that they're fully engaged. They want to show it's not just about money. It's not just about the project. It's about showing people who don't think they can do this that they can. And I think that mentality throughout life is what drives the greatest people and the greatest achievements. You think I can't? You think I'm terrible? I'm going to show you. You don't know nothing. Welcome to Around the Corn, presented by the Knights Guild. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe because we love getting the likes and subscriptions. It's the best part of our day. Also, make sure you're following us on TikTok to catch our TikTok lives, which we're going to be rolling out here more and more often. And it's a lot of fun, and we need your help to grow the TikTok channel. If you want to hear us speculate wildly on something in-game, throw your questions in the comments. In next episode, we will pretend to know the answer. Follow us and the Knights Guild on X. You can learn a ton about the Knights Guild on Discord and the Guild website. As always, all the links you need are in the description. I'm your host, Fo Hubers, and I'm joined by the man who's never left off any Crypto Summit attendee list, Eddie Z. Eddie, how are you, my friend?
Hey, man. Good, man. Just glad to be in this game. Having some fun and just chilling, man. Just racing and just honestly looking for more assets to purchase.
We're going to take a break from the Astra race, and we're going to do some Solace 3 scoping.
Yeah, just looking around, just to enjoy this. I mean, I really enjoyed it. We're in Europe right now. This is Europe servers around, 6 o'clock. Probably have a good, 3 more hours of daylight, in-game daylight.
And it looks beautiful right now. It's this good time of day, sun's high still, and looking at this view over to the domes and then the central city. It looks great.
Yeah, I kind of wish they gave our spawn point for Solace to at a actual metro station, because there are times where I'm like, okay, I want to get to where my marker is right now, which is where to the far west of Fernwood, and it's just I'm nowhere near a metro. I spawn here and I'm like, okay, well,
it does give us an excuse to explore a little bit. You want to start heading west towards Fernwood?
Yeah, we can. I believe they did mention this in one or maybe two Kopi cafes ago, that they were going to say that they were going to figure out better placements for that, because people that don't know the game or just get plopped in there and they're like, where do I go?
Yeah, it is.
No idea.
Well, the cities are going to start having more stuff too. We're talking the more buildings in the next build. So,
this is cool.
But speaking of developments, how do you feel about everyone's favorite meme coin? It's the first meme coin I ever owned, the Hosk coin. Pretty happy I bought it because it's done really well, especially in the last 6 months. But what do you think about that?
It's fantastic. I mean, I still claim, when I claim my rewards for the Copic stake pool from Cornucopias, I also claim, I think it's typically 1 million, if not 2 million Hosk tokens that I also take as well every single time.
All I know is I bought $100 worth 4 years ago, and I got something like 3 trillion tokens.
Right.
So,
I am a billionaire. I am a billionaire. I can tell you that right now in Koski. So you're a trillionaire. That's insane. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. I am a trillionaire. I'm going to add that to my dating profile as soon as we get off this.
Whoa.
Ladies, I'm a trillionaire.
That's hilarious. But no, but yeah, it's good news. I mean, I like the backpack is chef's kiss. I'm not gonna lie, it's exactly what we need. It's just makes sense. Just to kind of they're bullish on Cardano. Mm-hmm. Hosky was the meme. This is the first meme, and they're here to stay. And and it's a statement.
They've been here for years, and they've not relented. So I do like that partnership because of that, right? They're not. And I do think it's interesting, the idea of meme coins. What value do they serve? Well, are meme coins actually a better KOL than KOLs, right? If you have a partnership with a meme coin where a bunch of people own it, and now you're tweeting about your Hosky bag, does that bring people in to the game. I think maybe it's a really good use of advertising resources.
Oh, 100%, 1,000%. I mean, I'm expecting Sneck to be the next one over because I mean,
Yeah.
it's just makes sense to have that happen. I mean, Hosk has always been a supporter of anything that's in Cardano related, so it makes sense on why they would be. But so is Sneck. I mean, I can see Sneck, and Sneck actually has. I mean, not that Husky hasn't done anything either, but Sneck with the drinks and they're like the community themselves is very aggressive with the memes. I mean, it's fantastic.
Well, that's why I like Hosk. Hosky is like the anti meme coin, and Snake is the meme coin. And
Right.
so we have both. We have both of those on our chain on Cardano, which is cool. But I like them both for those reasons, like differently.
Uh-huh. 1,000%, man. And it's good to see. I can't wait for, the ATC backpack at some point as well. And us being on their billboards, just like our faces just on the billboards, just
Yes.
it'd be great.
Our faces on a cuties backpack, I think, is probably the worst decision that anyone could ever make in this game.
I started thinking about it too
Quick, sell your
because like
copy if they do that.
yeah, I started thinking about like certain land plots that are like isolated right now, like because like I started thinking like if you have like a decent amount of land plots out there, like you can
What's a
say
decent amount? Like, what is it? You talking 5,
20,
10,
10,
100?
20 and above, like,
Yeah.
and a decent amount is that, and then imagine if you have like 100, so that's a significant portion. I think if you really wanted to like have one land plot in each town on all of the solaces, I think you need to have 108 total land plots just to have them all in each solace in every city in
I
every
can't believe you
town.
did that math, but that's kind of genius, right?
Yeah,
Like how many land
yes.
plots do you need to own? The answer is 108.
Yeah, it's like 108 because that's how many towns there are. So right, currently, but so that means times 3 with the other zones. So imagine owning like 300 and 324.
Oh wait, it's
Like
100. Wait, it's 108 for just Solace. So it's
I think
like
so. Yeah, if I'm not
times
mistaken.
three. Oh
Because
wow. So you need like okay.
yeah, I think that's the math. And so like that's a lot. But anyways, like my thought was like imagine because like not you start to think like realistically, will all those yeah, you can claim them, you can put the land plot like on and use the land sale and put tie the NFT to a particular land plot itself. Are they really all going to be used, right? Like, would they really be erecting buildings, or could we have just a billboard out there especially the ones that are just out of nowhere, like in the middle of nowhere, like especially like maybe at a T intersection, and there's like a land plot there. Would a person just like be like, hey, I'm selling this spot, and if anybody wants to do it, sort of like, and we'd be like, yeah, sure, if we can put an ATC billboard there, we can, like, it's a marketing thing. I think I started thinking about it. Would that be a thing? Like, could we put billboards on and images on our walls, or put a lamp like a billboard on our roof, just to kind of add revenue to the lamp plots, like just because you're able to advertise, let's
So you
say.
think like maybe like you could get like a Neo Tokyo billboard out there or something.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, or I mean, if the game becomes even bigger, right? Like you can imagine if you put like, a movie release on your, out there, or like a particular brand of drink or shoes or something like that. That'd be really
Well,
interesting. If
I mean, it really seems so with the Hosky partnership and now the Superverse partnership, which I want to get into later. But
yeah,
they're already trying to build the framework on how to quickly put branding into the game. Like uh, and so you know there's going to be we know there's going to be a Hosky backpack, but it's not an NFT yet. It's one that you're going to have to get in game, right, through finding credits and then using those Hosky credits to and we have seen those machines around the city where you put credits in and
yep,
and they're not functioning yet because there's nothing to take out. But and so it's going to be so it's like it's not there yet, but you can see their process from our point of view. We're not because like we're like, oh well, they're gonna make this like little mini game to get this backpack. So how weird would it be if like okay the new Jordans come out or something, or I
hmm
mean like I don't know the
yeah,
the Luca LeBron um wins the championship and they have like the new shoes or whatever, right?
yep,
Because and then now it's like, okay, well, do you want to get those? Do you want to get those sneakers? Well, you got to do this little scavenger hunt. You do it, and then you get the NFT, and now you have it, and then you can limit the supply for like the first 1,000 people or something like that,
Yep.
or if you buy the sneakers, you also get the NFT. Um,
Yep.
it's really, I think people are really under appreciating the value of that kind of marketing, that kind of branding. Because like if you had that in Grand Theft Auto, I mean, you would probably
Mhm.
like. What do you think Nike would pay in Grand Theft Auto to have like a little scavenger hunt for their sneakers that you can then run around and kick people with?
Well, well, we know Nike's very positively receptive of the NFT world and crypto in general.
Yeah,
So I think that they're working on something. I forget, they might even have a partnership with a particular chain uh, that they're trying to make it work on. But so I mean, it's very real. I mean, and that's what matters. Like, and I like the idea of what you said. Like, if you purchase a particular shoe, you get an NFT just because you bought the shoe,
yeah.
and you can like scan this, into your game, and boom, next thing you know, your character has these shoes in the game, the skin, just because you have it. That's
I mean, what
pretty
are we gonna
real.
do when we're in a world where the NFTs for the sneakers are worth more than the sneakers, right? Like when we reach that nexus point, it's gonna
I
be.
mean, it is kind of true, just because if you think about it, I mean, the NFT is for life, while the sneakers can be worn out, and they could be junked after like maybe like a year or two if you don't take care of them, right? So it's like the NFT will outlive the shoe.
Yeah.
So I could see
It's
that, yeah.
funny how these things that are collectible in our human experience that like persist and then fall off, right? I saw a clip of a news reporter, a liberal news reporter crapping on crypto, calling it beanie babies, and I'm not surprised because like if you hate Trump, you're gonna hate crypto, right? Like it's just because Trump is the first crypto president, but whatever.
Yeah.
So like you know but sneakers, are sneakers any different than beanie babies? Like, it's like, I mean, I guess there's some utility to them, but when you buy really like popular sneakers, you don't wear them, you display them, right? Like this is
Yep.
what sneakers are becoming. and
Yep.
and it's just funny, and it's like you don't know what's gonna work and what's gonna not. Like, like why are, I mean, I think Garbage Pail Kids are still collectible to a degree, but they're not like Pokemon. Like what persists and what doesn't. But like in the metaverse, you can, you know there will be things that persist, and there will be things that lose value, and it's like, but you can just keep adding to it. It's going to just be like life. What works in life will work in the metaverse.
Yep. I 100% agree. Yeah, you're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's,
you're way back there.
you get lost in this game, just like you get lost in the woods, even with a
Yeah,
compass.
seriously. I'm actually really liking Fernwood. I mean, gang, I guess I say that about all the towns now. Like, I mean, I will say Solace 3 is definitely my favorite Solace for sure. I mean, I think it's just, I feel like a lot of places in Solace
Especially now you have
3.
jetpacks. It's
Yeah,
much better.
well, you get a bit of better views as well, like not just through the cliffs, but I mean, you can get up on top of the cliffs to get these views now even further. But yeah, like that definitely helps these with these setbacks. Um, but
So
um,
there was something I wanted to tell you about that
oh,
happened on Discord.
okay,
I'll give you a little bit of background information, and I'm not here to like cast aspersions on anyone, but I did feel like the other day there was someone kind of fudding the project, like in a really kind of
okay,
like subtle way. They're like saying, like, they were implying what I thought was like the team is dumping Kopi on the open market, right? And he didn't
okay.
say that, but he kind of implied that. So I asked him point blank, do you think, are you saying Rob and Josh are out there dumping Kopi? Is what I asked him, and then he wouldn't
Mm,
say it, and it would like, it was just like, But I have heard this worry over the last year, this downturn in Web3 gaming from people. This person I didn't recognize, but I've heard it from other people in the community,
mm,
and so I guess it reached a level enough where Ben, and then in the following day, addressed it in tokenomics,
okay.
and basically he said, I'm paraphrasing, I don't have it in front of me, so if I misrepresented, I'm sorry, but
Hmm.
basically he said that they have a really strict adherence to their schedule of increased supply. They have a very strict limit on how much Kopi any team member can sell within a day. And he did say there was an early advisor who was given Kopi, presumably for some work, like, I don't know, like they're like, we'll give you this
consultation,
Kopi.
maybe.
Yeah. For whatever. And this is what projects have to do early on because they don't have the community to support them yet. And this person has been dumping their Kopi. And then so the question I have for you is, how much do you feel like that, first off, how much do you think like that is contributing to the decline in the value of Kopi, and how much do you hold the team accountable for this mistaken judgment, or is it even a mistaken judgment? Like, you mean you paid him for work, should he be allowed to sell his Kopi as he wishes, right? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's a free market. I feel like he's allowed to do whatever the hell he wants. I mean, the thing is, it's all about the deals that are made that early on. That's what matters, right? And all I can say is that the team, you make the deals and then you learn from them and you make better deals later. I mean, that's just the thing. Like, I mean, maybe the particular person never had conviction over what they were doing. But I mean, at the same time, you can't blame this particular person for selling all of it because honestly, like, if he did provide a service, he wants to get paid for it, right? So, like, I mean, that's just, I mean, like, you paint someone's portrait, you expect to be paid for that particular portrait. So, like, I mean, not that it's like that's what I don't know, I can't validate the work ethic and what was done, if there was if we got anything out of it, like that, right? Like, exactly. So. But I don't blame the team. I think it's just a lesson learned. I don't really think it's a real big issue. Plus, it happens with every project, everything, any project, whether it's Web 2, Web 3, whether you're buying stocks or whatever.
There's people who dump their stock who are given stock. Yeah, they lose faith in it and then they dump it.
Yeah, they have the right to do that. And hats off on trying to control that. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have a limit of what people can sell from the team. But, like, I mean, I will say, they have the right.
They did say that they have a limit.
Yeah, they have a vesting schedule. They have a vesting schedule too.
A daily limit how much can be sold. Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's fine. I mean, but I want these people also to get paid. And now, how much is it affecting the price? It is affecting the price, but that's fine. I mean, I kind of expect these downs, and it's gonna be very, like, chaotic, honestly, in terms of the price. Like, and I'm fine with it. I mean, it's made me think about buying more Kopi. I mean, there are buyers out there, so, like, I'm perfectly okay with it. You for example, and myself, like, me considering it just because the price has gone down. And I am very, as obviously as why we're doing the show, is like, I have a lot of conviction over this game. I want this to happen. I would hope that if the game were to be a success, like as we think it is, and we hope it is. Yeah, I would exactly. I would do it full time. I would go.
Could you imagine quitting your job and they're like, "What are you doing?" You're like, "I'm a full-time podcaster now because I have the most successful Cornucopias podcast in existence."
Yeah, but also being able to be there and say that, hey, this game was very successful and we were here from the get-go. We had conviction. It was a game developed by gamers, basically helped, with gamers' opinions and feedback, and it was an effort from the community as well as the team. Obviously, mainly the team, but it's like this is the decentralized portion of Web 3. Like, it's just the fact that like, otherwise Hosk wouldn't be a thing, otherwise, because it's a community symbol, right? This Hosk backpack and NFT. So it's I don't know.
Sorry, go ahead. I was going to say, I think when you look at, like, all of Web3 gaming, like, as a whole, Cornucopias is not significantly more down than the average small cap project. Like, there are many projects that are down more than Cornucopias. So, like, I mean, if this advisor has been dumping, I don't know how much it's really contributed to the. Of course, all selling affects the price negatively, right? But, like, I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, and really, like, I think if I remember right from the tokenomics, 25% of supply is for the team. And so, what percentage of that 25% did this advisor get? Like, and
Mm,
and so like, is it really even enough to be able to like to cause like a 90% drop in the value? So like, I just think what I think is happening is that a lot of people are just nervous. They've seen their investment that was in the green turn red,
yeah.
and they're looking for, someone to blame. And
Mm,
the
yeah.
the really the only blame is that crypto go up, crypto go down, right? Like, it's that
Right.
that's the and the people who, I mean, the price that you pay in that big successes is enduring the, ups and downs, because it's hard to do. So
Well, again, this goes back to what I think we've mentioned. I mean, I've mentioned this before. It's like it's kind of like the wild, wild west. I'm sorry, like people when we bought all this stuff, like what 3 years ago, like all the NFTs, starting with the GTI and then Kopi coming out, the token itself. It's like you don't know what you're buying. A lot of people, and this is not just Kopi, this is not just Cornucopias at all. This is everything. This is all NFTs, right? This is just the NFT world. But it's the wild, wild west. You don't know what's going to happen. I mean, a lot of people were expecting a lot of things. Like they thought the game was going to be coming out. It's like people like didn't do their research, I guess. And again, it's you got to do that. You can't just think like you got to like think with your head as to what this is all about. This is a long term hold, and I knew that from the beginning. And I'm, I'm. They've been doing it. They've been actually delivering. I mean, this is look at us right now. Like look at this vast freaking land. What other NFT project in Cardano or Sol or whatever actually has like all of this content that we can go into and survey and play and do stuff and race and have fun, actual utility. Like that's why I always keep saying like I feel like gaming tokens should be like ones that people should be looking into, like the Kopi token. Not financial advice, but it's like it has substance behind it. And
I
it's right
think
now
the
it's the
only one
wild
that
wild
tries to
west.
match this. I'm sorry. I mean, you go ahead. I didn't mean to
No,
cut
yeah.
you off.
Well, it's the wild wild west is what I'm trying to say. People just need to do their research, right? It's like you can't just hope that. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can hope if that's up. It's up to you, right? But like right now, it's a free market. Anybody can do it, whether you're 18 and above, and you're not trained. You're not like an actual trained professional on how to trade stocks, right? So you don't. That's why we have all these like checks and balances. That's why we have stockbrokers in right now because right now anybody can do it. Like if you're 18 and have no experience in buying and trading stocks, you can buy Kobe token, right? And that's what I'm trying to say. It's like a lot of people are in that position where they don't know anything about stocks, myself included, right? Like I don't know, but at the same time I'm able to trade, and that's kind of why we need some regulation here and there, and hopefully like we can figure all this stuff out.
Yeah, I mean,
But
we
yeah,
definitely need regulation to clear out some of these bad actors, some of
right.
the scam coins. Maybe create some kind of like agency or something that identifies scams and puts and announces it out there and something like that. But the last thing I wanted to say about the what was said in Discord, which I really liked, was after Ben made the statement. I said I hope we have like from the movie Pretty Woman, the moment where she walks back, where like actually she spends all that money and she's
Yeah.
like, big mistake, big
Uh-huh.
mistake. And what Ben said, he says he dreams about that often, right? That he and I really like that, because I am a person who is motivated by, like, you think I can't do this? You think I can't do this?
Mhm.
I'm gonna do it to show you wrong, prove you wrong. And
Right.
I love that attitude, right? That makes me happy, because if they have that attitude, it means that they're fully engaged. They want to show it's not just about money. It's not just about the project. It's about showing people who don't think they can do this that they can. And I think that mentality throughout life is what drives the greatest people and the greatest achievements. You think I can't? You think I'm terrible? I'm going to show
Mhm.
you. You don't know nothing, right?
Yeah.
I like that attitude. It made me happy to see that. So
Yeah, I mean, and out of all projects right now on any chain, I just like, I mean, the fact that they've done all of this, like, this is fantastic. Like, there's no one can cancel them. The only people who can cancel them are the cornucopias themselves. Like,
yeah,
there's no like major studio that they have to kind of like worry about. Like, they can
right.
continue working. They have funding. They're fine, and that's what this new latest announcement's about, right? It's all we got like 8 weapons coming out, 6 packs, and two apparels. Like this is the brand new sale event that's coming up that they just announced, which is pretty freaking awesome. I can't wait for that to happen.
Let's get into that, but before we do, is there any other land plot around this copious land plot right here? This copious land plot is by itself over here. It's like a town of its own. It's crazy.
Yeah. This is interesting because it's right next to this large body of water, which is basically going to be a fishing spot. And you have there are 2 other locations because I was just looking at that on the other side.
Oh, is there? Okay.
So there are 2. They're like mediums, I think. Yeah, or smalls. Like
so I mean, this water doesn't have a fishing.
No, but it will be a fishing spot for sure. I mean, anything that has water is gonna, but not like a high amount.
Hey, check this out. This is crazy over here. Watch this. You go fly up and look at your shadow in the water. Watch this. Do you see that? The shadow. Look in the water. You can see your shadow.
Guess I'm not really seeing. Oh.
Look in the green part of the water.
Oh, I had my light on.
I mean, maybe because it's just because like my screen. I don't know, but like I see my little shadow over there in the green part of the water.
Yeah, I see it now. I had my light on. I think maybe that was affecting it. Oh.
That's crazy.
I can also walk on water. Pretty awesome.
Jesus mode on.
Yeah, God mode.
All right, so let's get into the weapons because here I'm gonna pull up the weapons list here, and I want you to tell me which, just based on the names only. Where'd it go? The names only. Which one of these do you want to own? Okay.
Well, there was that trailer that came out, right, for the
I'll show the cut to the trailer right now. And now we're back.
I think that one. I think the Asuna brand. I can get down with the Asuna brand. The Asuna arms, which looks like they're responsible for making looks like pulse rifle weapons. Looks like.
I'm gonna head north towards that other water body up there, and then I'm gonna read these to you. So we got the Bourne and Lee. I guess that's the. These are probably the either the brand names of the company or the name of the weapon, but the Bourne and Lee HG7 machine gun ballistic. Yeah. You got the Kumara defense, the Tiger M9 battle rifle. That sounds sexy.
Yeah, it does.
You got the Rando's Metalworks meat grinder shotgun. I'm guessing that's like a close quarters, like you don't have to aim real good for that. So
yeah, it's good for grinding meat.
This is the video that we just showed. The Asuna arms,
yep.
The Morded MK2 machine gun pulse, and the Asuna arms ARP9 machine gun pistol pulse. That one's only purchasable with in-game IGC. Born to Lee, that's the S92 pistol. That's free with the mint. That's going to be good. Okay, this is the one that I'm excited about. So a couple weeks ago, my boss, he doesn't research crypto. He just relies on what people tell him, and he owns a lot. He owns a Bitcoin and like some Ethereum, some Solana, some ADA.
Good for him.
Yeah, but he also owns some surprising projects like Mana, and I think his nephew is into Web3 gaming. He believes in it. And so my boss came up to me and he said to me, "Hey, do you know anything about the Superverse project?" And I looked at him like he just like revealed the Rosetta Stone to me, because I never in a million years, you don't expect people to come up to you and ask you about legit projects or under the radar projects, you expect them to ask you about like Doge or some stupid meme coin, right?
Hmm.
And he asked me about Superverse, and this was right after we had the partnership with Superverse, and
Yeah.
I was like, I go, who are you? Who are you right now? Because I couldn't believe he said Superverse to me. So that just shows you that Superverse is kind of like, matriculating out there into the world a little bit. So the Superverse KD, the Tiger M9S battle rifle pulse. So that's going to be, I think, available with Kopi and on the Superverse token, I would imagine. And then Frontier Arms Sentinel 45 pistol ballistic. And that's an in-game currency one too. So
Yeah.
what do you think about all those weapons? Is there one that stands out that you want to own most?
I'm curious about like, especially since we've seen. I mean, the ones we don't know. That's the thing. I wish I could see them, but like the Mordred MK2, which is the Asuna arms. That's the one that's in the video. That one looks really sick, and
Yeah.
like I'm really curious as to how that fires. I think it's a submachine gun class, is what it says on the video here. So that's I like submachine guns. I think that's the weapon of choice because they're quick and fast and
Mm-hmm.
close quarter combat. I like to be a little bit more agile. Otherwise, I sometimes will go more into the assault rifle, but submachine guns are typically where I go for like first person shooters. I've noticed that about myself, so I'm curious about that particular one. It is a pulse, so I'm interested in the Bourne and Lee HG7 machine gun. I'm curious about that one. I
Yeah.
want to see some drawings and some designs. I'm hoping that they can release some more information about these guns and their specs and all that. That'd be nice.
So do you think the mint has to happen before the next build? Because like, um, or do you think the next build comes out before the mint? Because there's going to be the shooting range, and you're going to be able to use these guns in the shooting range. So do we have to be able to have these weapons before the next build?
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that the build's going to come out first, and then the NFTs will come out. That's how I see it playing out.
Yeah.
Just I don't know. That's just how I see it happening in my head. So that's I think you got to have the build come out, and then they're doing testings
Yeah.
with the guns there physically. Like, does it work, and then have the guns finally come out? Because it'd be weird if like you had the sale and then the build didn't work out, and then it's like there's delays, and you have this item that you bought that you can't immediately use because there's an issue. So I would hope that they do it in that order, just so that they get out the kinks out of the build, like any bugs or whatever, and then we get the sale, in which we could immediately use the gun.
Yeah. So
It's it's an instant gratification thing, you know.
yeah, that's I want to be able to. You're right. I want to be able to instantly use it. So maybe it starts off with just these the IGC, like the in-game purchase. Like maybe there's a scavenger hunt for those as well.
Yeah.
And you get the in-game purchase IGC guns. So and then as the mints happen, then we add that to the arsenal of game weapons we can use. The also in the packs, it does finally list the GTI Rampage 1XS jetpack, which is the free OG mint option. So there's that. Is now we do know that it's a version of the Rampage jetpack, which is cool.
Okay. I
There's
didn't know
also
that. Yeah,
so,
I mean,
there's a
I guess
couple
that makes
corn
sense.
cuties, the Hosky we talked about. Then there's the two foxes backpacks, and then there's the Blackhorn Tactical XL backpack, extra large backpack. I wonder what makes this one different. I mean that should be. I'm gonna throw that question in the Kopi Cafe question and answer. What
Mm.
makes this tactical backpack different than the other one? Like why would one want to own this one and the other one? Like what So see if we can get some clarity on that.
Yeah, I'm curious if it's like, yeah, that is very strange, right? Like, it's extra large, so it competes with the other one.
Yeah.
And so, what would be the point of having this one versus the other one? Yeah, that's very strange. Maybe it carries more items, but then again,
Well, I was wondering
Hmm.
maybe they have different attachments to it. Like one backpack you can attach like a gun to, and the other one you can't. Like maybe something like that. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, or maybe I mean I don't know. Or could it just honestly be? Is it worth it just to say that it could be purely just an aesthetic thing? Because
Yeah,
like I mean I've purchased skins just purely based on aesthetic. I mean
yeah,
like so that in verse while the specs could be the exact same thing as the other one, it's just the fact that maybe this one's black, right, and it looks cooler, right? It has all these buckles and belts, and that looks really cool, makes it look shinier. Maybe it's like a leather version, right? Like I don't know, maybe it's just a design thing potentially. I don't know, because and if that's the case, by all means, that's fine. I mean, that just means there's more of supply of that particular uh, size of the extra large backpack.
yeah.
That's an NFT.
It'd be good to get clarity on it. I mean, I'm sure if there's a reason why you want to own both, that they want you to know. So I'm definitely gonna ask. It's really interesting that this town is right here on this water. I didn't realize the whole main town was right here again near the water. Look at it. It's like the bulk of the town here.
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, where this is Warden's. Well, it'd be
Warden's Watch.
Warden's Watch. Yeah, this is like the northeast part of Warden's Watch. So we do have a few land plots that should be along the rim of that
Yeah,
lake there.
yeah, I'm seeing them. There's no fishing icon here though.
There should be one a little bit further north, like a little bit further north. Um,
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the edge to see if I can see where the fishing
yeah,
is.
exactly where you're heading towards.
Oh, there you
Actually,
go. So, yeah, I just triggered it. Okay, cool.
yeah. I wish my marker was working. I've overshot multiple times because I'm just talking to you. So like I'm like,
Yeah, yeah,
dang it.
yeah. That's
Uh,
what we do here. So, what do you, do you think, like, we have not heard about a land grab in some time? Like, I wonder if we're still on track for.
Almost there.
Yeah, have we have has it been? Do you know? Maybe in the comments, if anyone knows, you can say if they've made a decision to do the land grab when all three zones are released, or if they're still planning on doing them in three different parts.
Mm.
I like I said, I don't really care until there's utility, so it doesn't make much difference to me. But um, you know,
Yeah, it's kind of hard just because I think the challenge for me is yeah, it's great that they have Sol, it's great that they have Esperanza, but I want Fortune as well. Like I want to be able to like understand what that looks like as well because I want to know what my all my choices are. I am if you only have 20 land plots, you kind of want to you don't do you do 10 and 10 or do
yeah,
you do 10 and 5 in one like because you want to wait the last 5 for the last one that you don't even know what it looks like. I don't know, I'm just it's like I kind of would rather have all three, and I know a lot of people would probably be like, no, what the hell are you talking about? Like I want my stuff now, and I want my
yeah,
NFT to pump because like the news and this and that. I want to sell the news and I want to make some money. Like I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel as a person who actually bought the thing to use in game. I kind of want to see my all my options before like before I just go ahead and
you kind of made me
put
want
my
to just
flag.
make sure I have like enough land plots to get 10 in each area, right? Like I don't know, I don't remember how many I have. I know I think it's like maybe 20, 25. But like because if it's like 25, then I need to go buy five more real quick to make sure I can like you know
Yeah, it just depends on your strategy, right? Because like I don't know, I have thought about like that's why I think that did the math, right? It's like 108 land plots, and it's just like, if I wanted to have like this Eddie Z stand, right? I just buy 108 small land plots, and that way I have one large a large and a copious for like to produce items, and then I
yeah,
have like my small land plots would be scattered throughout all of Solace's, and it's like, hey, come to Eddie Z's, fishing mart and come buy your fishing rod here, and they're all like, it's like the iconic Eddie Z fishing mart that everybody goes to because I have all that stuff. It really just depends on your strategy, to be real honest, and the quantity that you have. Like maybe you have 300 of them and you're just waiting to sell them all, right? Like that's the thing too, right?
yeah,
Like you just have 300 of them and you're like, God dang, I just want to offload and just make some money. And I mean, I get that too. So it depends on the person, really.
yeah. I'm looking at trying to pull up the large. land plots right here.
I did just buy recently a small rare last week for like 98 ADA. I did buy an NFT 232 for 99 ADA with the legendary, which is nice. I kind of wanted to get a legendary for that one. I'm just stocking up, looking for some cheap prices. There are some really good deals if you just look for them here and there. So, not financial advice, but it's just like I like it. I want to use it for the game. I think it'll be worth it later.
The large commons are where'd it go? $111.
$111. Okay. 138, and that's compared to what was the mint price? That should be in the Bag Guild.
Yeah, I mean,
Bag Guild website.
But the mint price is like a little bit of a misnomer. I feel like because like the mint price is like, I don't know, you would expect the value of a common to be less than the mint price, and the value of like a rare or an uncommon, maybe an uncommon is equal to the mint price, and then a rare is a higher at the time of mint, right? The second you mint a rare, it's going to be worth more than the mint price, right? So like, what's the mint price? It's like, I'm not sure of the calculation. I tried to figure it out once, but like, the mint price isn't really like an accurate description of what the value of a rare was with the time of the mint. So, but anyways, the mint price was, it's down. It says it's down 64% from the mint price. So
64%. Okay.
Which was the current price.
I mean, everything seems to be on sale at the moment. Technically, like the common, mediums, large, uncommon, medium.
The mint price is just 310 USD. For a large.
Even epic uncommons are pretty like 400 US right now, 500 ADA basically, which is really cheap for an uncommon. I mean, I remember buying an uncommon maybe like not a year ago, but like maybe 6 to 8 months ago. I probably bought like 2 for like around 700 or 800 ADA. Obviously, ADA was a different price point back then, so I would have to figure out the US dollar value of it. But I mean, considering that they're right now at that price, that's pretty low for ADA, like a low price for ADA.
Yeah, it's hard because like I think I'm more inclined to rather, if I'm gonna buy more land, I'm gonna wait for after the land is put down, and then I'm going to
buy based on location.
Buy based on location, because like I have plenty of deeds, right? Mm-hmm. And if I keep buying more, like I don't, I mean, because anything can happen after the land is put down, right? Like oh, okay, so like there's this like pump in value, and then we have the land grab, and then maybe some of these land plots drop in value. We get more information, and then you just like, okay, well, I do want to have a land plot in every city, then maybe, so I just go around scooping up. I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe I really like the ability to farm. I don't need big buildings so much, right? So maybe I want to do a lot of farming, and so I need like lots of small land plots for that. So I sell my large and then buy 4 or 5 smalls or something, maybe. So like, this is just me because I have, 20 plus land plots. So like, I don't feel the need to go get more. I want to, if I'm going to buy more, I want to have some kind of like deliberate plan, because right now it would just be guessing on my part. So.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard not shopping, because I've been shopping. It's so hard not to.
It is. Every time I look, I want to buy. I want to go buy 5 larges right now, but that's why I don't look too often.
But then again, the sale announcement of the guns come out, and it makes me start thinking like, how are they going to be sold, right? base, Cardano, like the same thing with the vehicles that recently came, the last sale that came out, and it's like, dang, I want to save my money now for the gun sale. So it's like,
well, I do intend on to buy ADA. I'm going to get like some ADA in my wallet, because I'm really low on ADA.
Oh, yeah.
Because the last time I did that, I ended up being able to buy two juggernauts, because ADA pumped from when I put in the ADA to when the juggernaut sale happened. So You know,
That's pretty
that's just
awesome.
yeah,
And that just
not
happened to you.
financial advice.
That was your story. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's good. That's
So
great for you.
so I'm gonna try to do that again. Because it just seems to make sense that I do think like these that they're not dumb on the team, and I do think the sales are probably planned around times where they think there could be more excitement out there, and more eyes on the project, right? So like,
Hmm.
and it's probably better to have sales when when the price is pumping, right?
Hmm.
Like it just makes sense that from a logical standpoint, like, oh well, you might be more. It's like I said last episode, like the wealth effect. When the value of your home goes up, you tend to spend more money because you feel a little bit richer. You might
Yep.
spend more money on NFTs if your ADA has just gone up 100%.
100%
So
agree.
Eddie, we're at about an hour. Do you want to give us some final thoughts here while the sun's setting? I'm gonna go look at the sunset over at the edge of the map.
I might as well try and follow you over there if I
Yeah,
could.
follow me over here. This is really good.
Yeah,
It looks like a really good view right now.
it looks nice and the sky looks all nice and gold right now, huh?
Yeah, right. Like I'm just like following the golden brick road to the edge of the map here.
Yeah, and then we made it to three different cities. We went through Fernwood, then we went through Warden's Watch, and now we're in Witherwood up north.
Witherwood.
Yeah, so that's interesting. But yeah, final thoughts. Just as always, just go ahead and make sure you're always going to drip drops every 5 days, every epic, to go ahead and claim your Copic stake pull rewards that they're holding out right now. So like obviously for those of you that just tuning in, obviously just like stake your ADA on the Copic stake pool, and you're forfeiting your ADA, right? And they're just rewarding you instead in Copy. So and I feel like it's gonna do well in the end. No financial advice, but just make sure you do that. That's
Mm-hmm.
probably like my main thing. And yeah, just keep support us, and also the team themselves. Like watch some Kofi cafes. We do have some interviews with Rob and Josh as well. That we've done as well. If you want to really know the team, if you're new to the new to Cornucopias in general, we do have those really good interviews that we did with Rob and Josh. So
You know what
those
I
are
wanted to do, like, was a poll on on Twitter, asking our followers, who should we try to interview again, who next, right?
yeah.
Like, it doesn't need to be someone on the team. Like, I was trying to interview, like, um, just like random KOLs or something. Like, I've been reaching out to them, like, on Twitter, when they mentioned Cornucopias, and I'm like, hey, we have a podcast for Around the Corn. We'd love to show you around. If you've got anybody out there that you think would be great to have on the show, let me know. Someone I'm really interested in talking to is the game economics advisor,
Mhm.
and things like that. So, like, if you can
Yeah, that'd
help
be
us out
nice.
on Twitter, and, like, tag
That'd be
them
cool.
in our posts and stuff like that, and say, like, oh, you should go on this show. That would be really amazing, because I want to talk to more people about Cornucopias, people that aren't on the team, that maybe are out there looking for a project like this. And because, like, the one thing that we tried to do with that Rob and Josh interview is we tried, well, the Rob interview and the Josh interview, was ask questions as if all the things they've already said were understood by our viewers, right? We only
Mhm.
wanted to ask questions that were not really like more in depth, so that the people in the community could actually get value from it, instead of, because at that time, a lot of the interviews that we were hearing from them were them just, like, showcasing the project to people, which,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
I
like
mean, it's what they
your
have to do. But we want to talk to people at a more in-depth level, like not like, oh well, what do you think about Web3 gaming? We want to get into the nitty-gritty with anyone we can, and really kind of like dig down into it.
yeah. What I liked about our interviews were there definitely weren't. It wasn't really like your standard sales pitch, right? It was
Yeah.
like it's like your sales pitch video, your sales pitch interview. This is like to promote. It was just so really to know the team, to know them, right, and where they came from, how this all started. I mean, again, they're self funded. A lot of people. There was a lot of. I mean, even I thought that they had at least some. You know, there was questions about funding, and clearly it's all self-funded, and that's what's fantastic to me. I love that. I love
Mhm.
knowing that, and that means to me that there's a lot more. They're taking risks themselves in in doing all of this. So I think it's a different point of view, and I think it's great. I think it would be nice to actually have the people who are the economic advisors to come on, and that'd be actually, because it's a different point of view. I like that. Just and they are even more enveloped in the entire gaming world, more so than I am. And I just
it's complicated. It's not. It's understanding the ecosystem for Kopi and all the nuances of how to create scarcity and supply and demand and all that. It's not like a simple little like, oh, if A then B, right? It's like if A then B, but sometimes C, and if C gets too big, then you got to go to D. It's like a lot of like really nuance, and I think the people who are going to do best in this game are going to be the people that fully understand the Kopi utility and the whole purpose of every little like lever that they pull, so that you can anticipate what's coming and you can make better decisions. Like, I feel like that's really valuable, and I would, if you're watching, I forget his name. There's the woman and they have that podcast that about gaming economy, and I watched a couple episodes, but I definitely haven't watched enough of it, and I would to talk to them and figure that out. That would. So if you're out there, guys, watching this episode, shoot me a message on Twitter, or if anyone of our watching follows them, make sure that you're tagging them about our episodes, being like, come join this episode. We want to hear what you have to say. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Eddie and I want to give a huge thanks to the Knights Guild for welcoming us into their amazing community. Be sure to follow them on X. There's a lot of stuff, good stuff going on in the guild, and it's just going to keep growing as the game grows. And you can also follow us on X. Our X accounts links are in the description. And of course, we always do this at the end of our episode. We love to shout out to the team, but Rob, Josh, David, and everyone who's working really hard. We do appreciate your work. We are sitting here enjoying the sunset in the game because of the work that you've done, and it's amazing. So thank you for that. Finally, please subscribe to Around the Corn's YouTube channel so you don't miss next week's episode. Maybe we'll be interviewing an economics advisor. Maybe we'll be flying around shooting weapons. Who knows when the build's coming? We can't wait. So tune in then. Until then, we will see you around the corner.
It'd be interesting. That's kind of what my thought is. Again, it all really depends on your strategy. If you're just here to have fun, maybe you only have one or two, then you really, really, really want to know what the other ones look like, right? You kind of want to know, right? Especially if it's like, it has like volcanic things and you want to be close to certain resources. Let's see.
Well, I clicked off. My bad.
Okay. I heard that and I was like, that made me stop.
Yeah.
You good though?
Yeah, I accidentally clicked the thing. I hope it didn't fuck us up there, but that's all right.